foresight and planning have extended Rome's reach into bold new territory. You have brought the marvels of Roman industry to even the most barbaric lands. Through wisdom and diplomacy, your people enjoy bountiful harvests and luxurious fineries from the farthest reaches of the world. Romans across the empire lead more comfortable and peaceful lives thanks to your just and attentive rule. You honor Rome and its people with the most extravagant games and the finest culture. Of course, some of the provinces of the empire had to be quelled by force of arms. You have brought Rome to the world, and the world to Rome.
Citizens of ancient times, welcome to Caesar 4, the fourth installment of the Caesar game series from Sierra Games, a city builder going through the history of the Roman Empire from its humble beginnings to its everlasting glory and influence. Many of you have probably heard or actually played Caesar 3, definitely one of the best classic city builders out there. Caesar 4 is its successor, came out in 2006 and brought in new mechanics and 3D graphics and animations. Some would say it's a completely different game, given it's not a walker-based anymore game. It has indeed received lots of criticism, I reckon mostly from that Caesar 3 player base who got disappointed by the drastic change of the core game mechanic. It has nonetheless a very special place in my heart, because I still find it a beautiful and entertaining game to this very day, after 17 years. Jesus, time flies by, doesn't it? We will have a complete campaign playthrough from the times of the Roman Republic. Let me just show you here. So Rome starts as a kingdom. If you haven't studied a bit of Roman history, Rome starts as a kingdom with 7 kings succeeding each other, whom we actually had to learn the names of them. And then becomes a republic. And after the republic, with Caesar Octavian Augustus, the very first emperor in 33 BC AD, something like that. Or yeah, the first stage is after the birth of Jesus Christ. Basically, it became an empire with the first emperor being Octavian Augustus. Yeah, so we will go with a full campaign playthrough all the way through the empire, building huge, beautiful cities with Syracusae and colosseums, producing and trading lots and lots of goods, fending off barbarians with our mighty legions. Every episode will be made of both missions from the same step, because you always have to pick the economically sided missions or the more military sided one. I'll include both, so to really cover everything and see how we manage to create different cities and focus on different things. So let's start, without further ado, with the first step of the Roman Republic campaign. Our name, a pretty mighty and arrogant name, I would say, but yeah, it fits. It fits us because we are mighty indeed. We will create a beautiful empire, Caesar Augustus. Let's go. So as you can see here, we can pick from Syracusae and Mediolanum, the first step of the Republic. Syracusae is the economically mission, and Mediolanum, which is the modern Milan, down from the Alps in Lombardy region. It's the more military sided mission. Yeah. Gorgeous map, by the way, so detailed. We can see many natural features, the Alps, the Pyrenees, the Ebro here. Where's the... Yeah, this... You can see sort of the Ebro River somewhere here. And yeah, the Seine in France here, going through Paris. What will be Paris, because Paris doesn't exist at this point. The Seine, the Rhine River here, and the Danube. Definitely the biggest river in Europe over here. Also the Nile down here, if you ever played Pharaoh from the same developer, Impressions Games. Beautiful, amazing details, very well made. I'd gladly have a wallpaper of this map. If you ever studied Roman history, again, you'd know the empire in its golden age and peak expansion stretched all the way from, say, half Britain, say up to here, all the way through France and Spain to the northern African region. Yeah, up where the Sahara Desert begins, so up to here, let's say. This was called Cyrenaica. Here towards Egypt and the Nile, after the death of Cleopatra, you remember Cleopatra and Caesar had some sort of affair. Palestine and Cappadocia, also called Asia Minor, now the modern Turkey. Up towards Greece and Dalmatia, what are now the Balkans, up once again comprising half of nowadays Germany. And this was the most important limes Romanum, the border of the empire, differentiating civilization from barbarians in the Roman minds. So Syracuse, let's start with the economic mission. A beautiful city in a beautiful region, Sicily, what was called the granary of the empire due to its lush and bountiful natural resources. Hope you can visit someday, because it's really a beautiful place. Let's go and see what Caesar requires us to do.
Rome's veteran legions and growing navy have brought us victory over Carthage, our puny southern foe. With this triumph, the islands between Italia and Africa fall into Rome's domain. Most importantly, the fertile island and province of Sicilia is added to the Republic. Governor, you are commanded to build a thriving city and port at Syracusae on Sicilia. A small and somewhat prosperous city is required of you. Sicilia is rich in farmland, and the plebs of Rome are ever demanding food of this humble government. Put the fertile land to good use and be ready to fulfill Rome's demands for grain.
All right, and as you can see, it really is the granary of the empire. At its early beginnings, but it's still considered very bountiful in natural resources. We will play on hard, so the goals and the difficulty, so the cost of buildings and roads and everything will be higher than normal, and also the favor that we have with Rome will decline very fast if we don't comply with the requests that Caesar demands, basically. I'm calling them Caesar. It's not Caesar every time, right? Because time goes on and Caesar it's not immortal. Yeah. So what we really have to do here in Syracuse is to build a very cute little city and to fulfill basically the demands for grain. So we will have demands and requests. Demands are different from requests. Demands are actually you have to comply, right? You have to fulfill, otherwise your favor will drop. Requests are more of a sort of, can you provide some grain to us? If you do, well, your favor raises, right? So the goals are 15 culture, 10 security, prosperity, 25 prosperity, 40 favor, and 800 population. As you can see, pretty small population for a pretty small city. Culture is, well, basically education, health and sanitation, and yeah, of course, entertainment, so theater, audiums, and so sort. Security is mostly we secure crime and fire risk hazards throughout the city. Later on, will be related to also for the army and the walls and gatehouses that we can build onto our roads. Prosperity is how prosperous, basically. Well, it says by itself our city is, so how much money we can make in a year, and how many villas and how upgraded are they. The same goes for the lower tier population, but in a lower from a lower perspective, let's say. Favor is what I just explained, so we have to comply request, and if we can raise our favor towards Rome by complying requests and not just demands. And if we ever find ourselves in a bad spot, we can send some gifts because we have a salary, a monthly salary taken from our city treasury. Every time we get paid, every month we get paid some denarii, which are the currency in the Roman ages. Population 800. Let's begin without further ado. Go. Okay, here we are on the map. I unlocked the camera so to be able to see all around us. We can see also the sky with this way. That is probably the Mount Etna. I wouldn't say it is definitely the Mount Etna. So it's a volcano in Sicily, the most famous volcano in Italy probably, together with Mount Vesuvius in Naples. But yeah, Etna is definitely the Etna. You can see the snow up there. We don't have snowy mountains in Sicily apart from the Mount Etna, which is pretty tall. So that's a big volcano up there. And yeah, that's the map. As you can see, this game is from 2006, right? But the graphics are gorgeous, I would say. And wait for it for the buildings to show up. We got the Roman roads textures here. I would say lustricated, but I don't know if that's a word. So yeah, stony, beautiful roads that the Romans were pretty good engineers at roads engineering. Right, so that's the Kingdom Road. That's where our immigrants will spawn. Let's fix this road because it bothers me quite a bit. Yeah, I want to do something like this, and we can pause. We can pause the game because we have the control to do it. So with the meadows here, this is our farmland. We got a patch of farmland here, as you can see from the minimap, and also here. The map is not that big. We will have bigger map in the future. We have only to build a population of 800 here. So we got 3 tiers of population. Let's go through the basics. If you have never played this game, we have the road tool and the demolish tool. So the clear land, we can also clear trees. We cannot clear rocks, unfortunately. So this farmland right here is kind of wasted because there's rocks in the way. We cannot place fields here. Yeah, it doesn't let you place fields. Right. So we have the insulas. Insula is a Latin word to mean island, right? So the little condos here for the plebs, the lowest tier of population, our workers, which will work in fields and farms and industry and some other services like the markets, and I believe prefects and engineers, and also the army will be worked by our plebs. Plebs are the harvest, produce, it tells you right there, produce, store and transport resources, as well as staff prefect and engineering offices, right? Then we have the domuses. The domus in Latin means house, basically. And it's more of a lush house. It's a luxury, sort of a better looking and more luxurious house. And this is where the equites will reside. The equites are the service working class. So they will work in health and sanitation, religion, education, and entertainment facilities and some government buildings too. For them to work and provide services to our population, both to the plebs, to the equites themselves, and to the patricians, which will inhabit villas. Now, the villas are where the rich population reside. They don't work, so they're not part of your workforce, but they do produce a lot of taxes if their demands and their needs are fulfilled. So they need lots and lots of stuff. Of course, they are very demanding. They are rich. They want entertainment, religion, all sorts of health and sanitation you can provide, security. They want exotic goods. So the exotic market will be just for them. And by the way, we'll go through the market mechanics in a bit because this is pretty cool to have different markets for different type of goods. And and they will grow accordingly. Depending on which services you can provide. They will evolve. The evolve process is actually pretty good because you can really see them building up the next year. It's not just a boom happening. They actually build with cranes and scaffolding, right? So This game is beautiful because you can rotate and we have 3D. This was the first game of the series in general from Impressions games in which you can build in 3D. The other buttons here I show you briefly are the overlays for the risk, entertainment, education, so you can see the reach of the buildings and where the risks are for in terms of fire, safety, health, etc. Religion, the riches for the temples and the shrines. Desirability, which is a pretty important factor for villas also to evolve. They will not just evolve with services, they want their area around to be beautiful looking, of course. So these are the overlays. We have the advisors. We go through the advisors in a bit. This is the empire map. We saw the empire map right before starting the mission, before picking. We can go through the options here, help, ask for help, and view some guide, encyclopedia of the game. We can toggle the labels. We want the labels in activated so we can see the names. It's pretty immersive, right? Without labels, it's just random cities. So Syracuse, we are here in Sicily. We can trade with Apulia, which is the heel of the Italian boot. I wish you can visit Apulia. Apulia is beautiful region. They want clothing, so we can sell some clothing and we can open the water trade route for 500 denarii, which is not a lot. And they send pottery. These are two basic goods. Latium is the region in which Rome resides. So Rome is at the center of Latium, and they want wool and grain as expected, because Rome was asking for grain in the mission briefing. Narbonense is at the border of the Alps in Gaul, which is the modern France. They send furniture because there's some pretty lush forests here, so some pretty good timber to create furniture, which in this game is a luxury good for our equites and patricians. And Sardinia, which wants clothing, sends exotic goods for our patricians to evolve, perfumes and cosmetics. So what we really want to do here is to start making some money, right? Because we got 10,000 denarii, but those will go pretty quickly. So we have to make our money back by ascending some clothing. So let's open the trade with Apulia first. We don't need Sardinia yet because we still have to max out the first trade route of 30 clothing. And we don't even need perfumes and cosmetics at this point. We don't have patricians. We will wait to build our villas. So let's start with the first settlement of housing. Without further ado, Rome will start asking for grain pretty soon, in a few months. So we sure have to start with our harvesting. Let's extend the road. Roads cost quite a bit. As you can see, we started with 10,000. We are down to 9k just by deleting a road and creating a few more. Right. We can have our settlement here. See, a little settlement of insulas. Let's say in a sort of a block. Yeah, let's go. So we will use this farmland mainly. 1, 2, 3. And oh. And this is a block of 8. 8 are a lot. They can hold 70 plebs at their basic state, and when they evolve the first time they can hold 110, and at the maximum capacity they can hold 150. So they are really archondos. You will see they become tall and beautiful really when they evolve. You can decorate the middle of the common garden, let's say here. So we shall see also the models of the buildings. Very cute little buildings. And let's use some decorations here, why not? So we can have 2 gardens here and maybe some busts. Well, probably... No, let's go with some medium trees. Yeah. Nice little garden we created. Alright. So that's our plebs location. Let's go for equites also. We can have the services in this middle block and have some equites here and patricians maybe over here. Patricians will come at a later date because we will need some more money and to be some more evolved, let's say. Let's go for a block of domuses. Keep some space so we can decorate. Okay. I believe that's the same amount of space, so it's not. Okay. So then, yeah, like that. Create a road right away so not to make any mistake. Right there. You can also create, go for, of course, diagonal roads. As you can see, the roads can now be placed, yeah, in 8 dimensions, let's say. 8 directions, rather. Okay, and a house over there. That's our first Equites block. They can hold 40. This can hold 70, as I said. And they will evolve up to 60 for the first stage and to 80, I believe, for the large and last tier of the domuses. Right, we can enclose this up to create little blocks. We will have fun with blocks designs and population designs, but this is really the first introductory mission, let's say. The kingdom, we didn't go through the kingdom. It's basically a tutorial, so it really explains to you. If you didn't play this game, it really explains to you how the insula can be placed, the domuses, the villas, the desirability issues, and the markets and all sorts. So we already want to start with the real game, and this is the what it is, the Republic, basically. Okay, so the first thing they want is some security, because otherwise things will break down, will break apart, will fall apart. So engineering for preventing buildings from collapsing, and prefect office to fight fires and arrest criminals. The tax office is another thing at all. These are worked by plebs, and the tax office is worked by Equites, right? Tax offices taxes markets, so the markets selling and buying goods, and the villas. So we don't have any villas, there's no point, nor markets for that matter, so there's no point really to build any tax office yet. Right, we shall think about health and hygiene and some sort of religion, because otherwise the gods will be angry at us. Right, I didn't show you the advisors. I will go through them in a bit. Let's go for water. So the Romans had a pretty cool engineered water facilities. So we got the pump house to pump water from the water source. It can be a lake in the middle of the map, or the rivers and sea itself. I don't know about seawater, but that's how it is. Okay, and we can have, well, we can have the pump house. Let's see if we can fit a reservoir. Very nice. We can fit a reservoir there. So I want a reservoir there just because the villas have to be in range of a reservoir. These guys will access water through fountains, and fountains can be placed anywhere on the map, given that they are in range of a reservoir. So let me place down a reservoir here. This will hold water for us. It's not the most beautiful of the buildings, of course, but it will act as a water tank. As you can see, we have a range for a reservoir, right? And if we place villas here, they will be in range. If we place villas here, say, they will not be in range and they will be unhappy. So we would have to build another reservoir for them. And a fountain also can go not here at the corner. Actually, let's keep it. It can go. Oh, it would be beautiful to go over there. I didn't left enough space for that. Okay, we have a fountain, our reservoir. Now we just need the pump pump house, rather, and an aqueduct to connect the two of them. So let's see. Place the aqueduct first. Okay, something like that. Can we fit a pump house there? Beautifully so. Look at that. I didn't do it on purpose, I swear. It's always a gambling with these aqueducts, because sometimes they form a little column in the middle, and that's just ugly looking like that. It depends on the spacing between the two. Right, we connected our pump house to our reservoir. The fountain will work. Let's actually prioritize water in a second. So Equites done, plebs done. We just need the shrines, really, and some form of health prevention system. So we want a clinic maybe here, so to reach the patricians too. Right, and also the bathhouse. Bathhouses are famous in Roman times, right? You probably, if you visited Italy or any other place with Roman influence, you probably found terme. So the terme are the bathhouses in this game, where people can enjoy some warm water to wash themselves and wash their stress away, let's say. So the bathhouse is a pretty cool building. And it is also worked by Equites. The clinic is also worked by Equites. So we are starting to fill our Equites job. We'll probably run short of Equites. So let me just build another domus here, most probably. Yeah. So we occupied that block completely. We can have some shrines. Let's go for Jupiter, the main god. I didn't really leave enough space there. We shall decorate, no problem. So the main god of the Roman Empire is Jupiter. So it's god of the empire and power and sorts. Mars is the god of war. Mercury is the god of commerce and prosperity, basically. Ceres is the god of the farmland, so of the harvest. And Bacchus is the god of entertainment and wine, mostly. So let's place a shrine to all of them. The most important really is Jupiter. So we shall have 2 shrines to Jupiter to really reach everyone. I'm not sure. Let me see. Religion, Jupiter. Yeah, let me delete. It doesn't reach those houses there. So yeah, let's have another Jupiter shrine over there. Not too efficient, but we're not here for full efficiency. We also want some beauty, and I reckon 2 Jupiter shrines will do. Okay, Mars, we want some Mercury. The others really don't have to reach everyone. Ceres is pretty important since we have to comply. And Bacchus we can wait. Bacchus is mostly for the patricians. Ceres is pretty important because it can really boost with their blessing. Ceres can boost our harvest capacity. Right, we settled our city. We shall see for the villas later. Let's settle down some markets. So I want a food market here for both the Equites and the plebs. You can see from the food market itself, you can tell the market which goods to pick, first of all, and if it is close to plebs or not. So you can have a second market of all sorts, food and basic goods. Luxury and exotics are really just for Equites and patricians, since the insula, the plebs don't even want luxury and exotic market. They cannot even afford it, right? So with the food and the basic goods, which we place down right now, you can tell them if it is close to plebs or not, and which goods to accept. This is a very good implemented mechanics. They learned from their from their past. I'm talking about the developers, of course, because you can do the same thing in Pharaoh with bazaars, but it was a different thing. You'd also have to pay attention to where you place the market themselves, because it was worker based. So let's decorate this block a bit, as we said, and then focus about our industry, and then we can actually. Are we safe here? Yeah, we can actually start the game in slow speed. It auto-saves, and now we shall see some plebs spawning right here. Yeah, these are actually plebs.
All that's mine, I carry with me.
And Equites right away.
Moving may be a pain, but it beats staying in the old place.
I love that every character has a name and it says immigrating, so you can click on everyone around the city and it says what the person is doing and where it is going, where it is coming from, etc.
All that's mine, I carry with me.
Go to the home of the workplace of this person, of this figure. Oh, I guess it's an immigrant, so we really have to wait, right, to see where its home is. So the city is self-sufficient as of now. Let's go through the advisors, because that's a pretty important thing.
The gods are not pleased with us.
So this is our full-fledged advisors. We have the chief advisor in the middle, labor, finance, imperial, ratings, resource, population, health, religion, education, entertainment, and legion. You can see the legion right there. It's pretty self-explanatory in all that beautiful golden suit. Right, the chief Chief advisor is for the general advice in how your city is doing, right? So it tells about labor, finances, gives you a quick glance throughout your city. Yeah, people are dying. Yeah, I mean, people are not even in the city yet. No food is stored because we didn't even start. Labor, you can prioritize and see how short really you are, or how much unemployment you have in specific sectors. So we said we want to prioritize water because it's a pretty important factor to give our city a kickstart. And this is yeah. We can also change the salaries if ever the standard changes. So the standard is how much generally the average of the wage throughout the empire. Finance, we can change the tax rate and we can change both the property tax rate and the sales tax rate. This is pretty cool because it's different now. So the tax offices will collect taxes from the markets and from the properties, which are villas, and we can see our incomes and expenses.
Rome considers your efforts to be mediocre.
This sentence, man, it's always mediocre. No matter how hard you try, Rome considers itself a petty little man without any capabilities whatsoever. So we are a clerk, Caesar Augustus. It's pretty funny. Clerk, Caesar Augustus. It doesn't quite fit together, this sentence here. The favor right now it's 35, can go up to 100. So Rome actually considers ourselves tenuous as of now. We can send gifts, as I said. We don't have any savings for now. We can change our salary, goes up to 200 for the Caesar rank, I believe. Yeah, Caesar can be consul for 100 denarii or Caesar. Of course, Rome will get angry if we pay ourselves too much. We can donate to cities if we ever found ourselves in a bad spot, or declare festivals. This is the place where we can declare festivals. I wonder why it's not under religion, but oh well, it is what it is. Ratings are how far we are from our goals and resources. This is a pretty important. So from Pharaoh, if you ever played Pharaoh, you could remember that you can mothball the entire industry. What they added in Caesar 4 is you can mothball singular building. Look at that. We can mothball, for example, every building. We can even mothball houses. So if we ever find ourselves with a lot of unemployment, but we don't want to delete any houses spending money, we can mothball them, right? We shut down the apartment. And when we shut them, when we open them up once again, they will just immigrate back. So let's unmothball that. People are still immigrating. We are low speed.
There are trade
right, so these are the resources.
Our city's supply of
population. This is the granary, let's say, supervisor, advisor. It tells you how much growth your city has and the food on hand you have in stock, etc.
Healthcare standards are
healthcare coverage.
Few will survive.
Pretty self-explanatory. Religion coverage also pretty self-explanatory. You can see the dedication going up when your city really worship a specific god, and maybe you can receive a blessing. Sorry, a little bit of brain lag there. Education also pretty self-explanatory. Entertainment, yeah.
It's no wonder immigration is sluggish.
Oh my god, I'm sorry about that. We shall provide that as soon as possible when we have the money to do that. So odiums, entertainment is pretty important to Roman civilization. So we shall build plenty of odiums, theaters, arenas, colosseums. Colosseums also, the bigger and more expensive the entertainment facility is, the bigger the radius of its influence is. So the coverage will grow. Growing into this direction, let's say. Odiums have the least coverage, but they're also very cheap and very, very small. Theaters are somewhat bigger, and they also require actor guilds to function. Arenas also are somewhat bigger, and they require gladiator guilds to function. Colosseums require both gladiator and animal trainer. Syracuses require charioteers, gladiators, and charioteers and gladiators, basically. Syracuses are massive buildings. They are beautiful. I cannot wait to show you a circus for the first time. The Legion, well, we should see about the Legion in Mediolanum, where we go through the military mission. So people are immigrating. Let's think about our farms and providing food and some industry to our population, because yeah, Rome will start asking for grain. So this game works in this way. You place down farms. Farms employ people, employ workers, and then you place down the fields. Every farm can work up to 2 fields at full capacity if they are fully staffed, fully employed. So let's place down 3 grain farms because we will have a lot of requirement for grain. Let's say 2 vegetable farm. We have a lot of plebs workforce, so no worries there. We can close this up. Also give a little bit of coverage for prefects and engineering if anything goes bad, because as the city grows you have to remember to place some more of these guys. Alright, and cattle, will not bother with cattle. Let's bother indeed for some storage. So we want granaries. Of course, we have the controls for the granary. Let's place a granary here. This will be just for grain.
To see what's in store once we settle into the new
This
place.
granary will be just for grain because Rome will ask a lot of grain. And another granary for, let's say, you can have another granary. 100 denarii. These are pretty expensive for the rest. So let's say vegetables as for now. Okay, vegetable farm, grain farms. Let's place down the fields. Delete the road because we don't need that. And the fields. So right about here, because yeah, 1, 2, 3. What? Bit of mistake. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we got 3 farms, so 6 fields. 6 fields, right there. And we also have 2 vegetables farms, so we can go 1, 2, 3, and oh, it doesn't fit. There's not enough fertility there, but it fits right here. And 4 vegetable fields. Right. That's our food. And we can grow. So for the basic goods, we got clothing in this map. We got clothing and olive oil factory. And they are grown from raw resources. So we got to build an olive farm and olive grove for olive oil. And a sheep farm and sheep pastures for clothing. Since we can sell clothing, actually, let's think about that for in a second. Let's place down our first industrial buildings and go for 2 sheep farms. Right, they kind of take a little while to start working because they have to grow the sheepies and grow the wool on them. So it's better to start. Sorry, excuse me. To start very, very soon with them. Okay, this is a bit of an angle. It's not the best. Right, but we can place our clothing factory right away. Got our 2 sheep farms. We better place down a warehouse. So warehouse is for industrial goods. Can actually hold, I believe it can actually hold agriculture goods too. No, it doesn't. Yeah, only for industry. So wool, grape, and olive. It cannot hold vegetables or grain or cattle. Makes sense, right? Because in Pharaoh it can. And let's go for sheep pastures. By the way, we got the farms, but we don't have the pastures yet. So let's place them a bit far away. Oh, it fits very nice. We got 2 farms, so let's go for 4 pastures. They will now start sending the farmers with the sheepies right away. They don't have any fur yet, any wool on them yet, because they have to grow and thrive. Right, we got our sheepies, we got our wool industry going. Let's think about some clothing. By the way, we got clothing and olive oil for basic goods, but we can also, don't forget, through our trade route with Apulia, we can also get pottery if we buy some. So we get actually 3 basic goods. We can produce 2, but we get 3. So 1 sheep farm, 2 pastures, 2 clothing factories. That's usually how it works. I mean, we don't really need this road. To keep the block nice and compact, I will get rid of it. Clothing factory. Nice. Beautiful. It's a bit of on on the cliff. It doesn't really feel safe, but all right. Okay, we got a warehouse. Let's tell the warehouse to not accept anything apart from wool and clothing. So they can go up to 32 in stock. So 8 plus 24 makes up 32. If we ever want to stock anything else, we have to build another warehouse. So it says we are short on employees, but people are still immigrating to the city. No problem there. Let me have a look. Let me have you a stroll through our newly placed buildings. So these are the grain farms. Very, very detailed. Nice. There's a mole here to actually make flour out of grain right away. These are granaries. I love the granary buildings. I don't know why. Sheep farms. You already have the cutting tools for wool. And these are the clothing factories. They are playing with a shirt, kiting it. What? Sorry for my camera. Because they have no wool in stock, right? No raw materials, so they actually have nothing to do. They're playing. They are losing their days. This road can be fixed somehow. Yeah, like that. All right. Sounds good. Let's just... we got 4,000 denarii left. We can place down... Well, first of all, let's tell our basic good not to accept any... It can actually accept, right? Because I was thinking, let's max out the trade route with Apulia before doing anything, right? So the trade in this game works like that. You place the single trade port for the specific trade route. So if we ever happen to open a trade route with Sardinia, which is another water trade route, well, it's all water trade routes since Sicily is an island, and it has to go through sea and through boats to trade with other cities. We have to place down another trade port specific to Sardinia. And now you have also the orders. It has to be staffed, and because there are cart pushers going from and towards industry. Good thing we built it very close to our industrial sector, so we can tell him to sell 12 clothing. So it will stock up to 12 clothing, and when the boat comes from the sea, it will buy those 12 clothing up to 30 every year, right? So we cannot sell more than 30 every year, and it actually says you to date we sold 0 out of 30, so it's very clear here. Right, we reached the 500 population milestone. We're actually 600 now. We can go back to normal speed. First boat coming. It won't find anything at the moment. I'm saying this market can be mothballed because I will wait for some food to stock up here. So we have a nice stock of food. Oh, look at that. The water is working. So we have our reservoir here, fully employed. And fountain is working. Beautiful fountain. Next city, I want to create a nice plaza with a central fountain in the middle. We have the bathhouse. You can see the smoke from hot water coming out of it. And people taking bath. They are slacking, aren't they? Go back to work. Another nice thing of the domus is that there's an impluvium here. An impluvium means a collector for rainwater in Latin. And you can see the roof shape here. It's so that the rainwater falls down into the impluvium. It didn't rain yet, but if a domus is in range of a reservoir, it actually fills up with water inside the impluvium. Pretty nice detail. Clinic is working. Let's see how our advisors
Currently,
are
our
doing.
city doesn't have enough workers.
Yeah, just a labor shortage because city people are still immigrating. No food because we just started producing it. But I wanted to check health.
While our
Perfect.
city has some healthcare,
Bathhouse
it could
and
certainly
clinics
be
are
better.
perfect coverage. Right. Just nutrition is poor because we don't have any food yet. Religion coverage,
city's
perfect
piety
for
will surely
Jupiter,
gain us some
good for
notice from
Mars.
the
It's
gods.
good right away. It doesn't really matter. Bacchus, we really matter about. We really care about Bacchus for a future stand. So, to grow our domuses, because domuses need to be grown to provide additional services, mainly entertainment. Entertainment and education require lots and lots of equites. We need to provide some luxury food, luxury goods. We got a luxury market there already placed. We can even mothball it since we don't need it for the moment being. And to save some workforce and speed things up a little bit. So for entertainment, in this first map, we have access to the Odium, which is a little auditorium, let's say, in which people sing and prepare some plays, let's say, basic plays. So we can have an Odium right now. Doesn't require anything else. The theater, on the other hand, requires an actor guild to function. Actor guilds employ equites, so we see where we're going, right? Theaters will start to employ equites, actor guilds will start to employ equites, so equites will run short in terms of jobs available very, very fast. Let's build down an Odium, because these guys are actually complaining that more jobs would be nice to have more jobs here. Maybe here, to have a bit of a separation. Yeah, it's nice to have it here for our plebs. These guys will have access to the theater because we will place a theater most likely down here. Nice little Odium worked by our equites. Listen to some lovely music. And with that, our culture rating should be raising, right? Yeah, 14. Look at that. We are almost at the goal. Prosperity, of course, needs to be increased, but that is for later when Villa will come. Let's then close this up. Got a nice roadblock. Beautiful. We can also decorate it a bit. Let's 2 large trees. Nice. Look at that. At the corners, maybe. Can have... Oh, it doesn't. It's not symmetrical. Damn it. This is though. Looks kind of burnt to me, but at least it's symmetrical. Can I have some medium trees here and there? And some large bushes. Very nice little Odium placement we have here. Look at that, we stocked up on grain and Rome is asking. This is a demand, it is not a request. The masses in Rome are hungry, you must send grain promptly. We have, fortunately, it disappeared. We have, fortunately, our grain in stock. Goal was 10. We can actually start feeding the population. Let's unmothball the food market. They will now start... Oh, autosave. They will now start sending cart pushes. Let me click on you. Retrieving supplies from a granary. Indeed.
Just wish there was enough food to satisfy it.
Look at our beautiful little city we created. In a matter of seconds. Just a few months. Probably already a year. I don't know. Alright. So I got 3,000 denarii. Did we sell anything yet? No, because wool still has to be made, right? Yeah, they are working. The sheep are now fat in wool, I would say. So they are ready to harvest, and this will bring in lots and lots of wool ready for our clothing industry to be up and running. Right, so really now it's a matter of ratings. To win the mission, we have to fulfill the ratings that we were given. Ratings, let me check. Security, we are good. Culture, we just need probably another Odium or theater and we'll be good. We can also place down a library or a school for that matter. Favor needs some work, but we will have some requests to raise up our favor. Population, no problem whatsoever. We will actually upgrade our housing very, very soon. Prosperity is the only thing that bothers me, and for that we need villas. So we have the money, I think, to actually start thinking about our villas. Let's check for the water coverage. So it goes up to there. We can, you know what? We can create something nice here. Say have a theater here and villas on the back and around the theater. Let's go with that. Theater costs 3,075. Yeah, let's go. It needs an actor guild to function. So let's go back to normality and place an actor guild right here. So an actor guild is worked by Equites and sends out actors.
I'm not really a priest.
Putting a theater, putting on a
on
theater
stage.
production. Working with Equites workforce. As you can see, we are already down in Equites workforce now. So they really have to upgrade, because otherwise services will suffer. As I show you now, see, check for the bathhouse. The bathhouse could reach up to here, but it doesn't because it's not fully staffed. That's what happens when you're not fully staffed. So we really should focus on providing some luxury goods. Also because, let's mothball the theater, we don't need that at this point. Also because our patricians will get very, very angry if there's no sight of luxury goods whatsoever. So you know what? In this little spot here, maybe we will need some food. So let's place a vegetable farm here and fill in with vegetable fields here. Yeah. And over to this side then, 2 wool farms are absolutely good. They're not producing at this point, but you shall see. We will produce lots and lots of wool with only 2 sheep farms. So what I wanted to do is to put down a single grape farm, just 1 really, and 2 grape vineyards. They're small. They're small. We can have them there. Cozy, cozy. They produce now. They will produce now grapes, and with grapes we can, you name it, produce wine, the nectar of the gods. And wine is a luxury good we can produce ourselves. So oh, it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit for an inch. Not even for an inch. For such a bothering thing. I mean, we can have them here, I believe. Yeah, let's leave the road access and another warehouse, most probably. We are running short on money. Let's be careful here. Also, these guys won't even... I mean, we need them, though. Because we need to stock up on... yeah, we can have the warehouse there. Screw it. So this will hold 8 grapes and 24 wine. Right. Unfortunately, we cannot sell wine to anyone, because wine is a luxury good and sells for quite a lot. Let me just quickly show you the prices.
There are trade routes
Storage and trade.
that could be
It doesn't even tell you
advantageous to
because
our
there's
city.
nobody buying it. But look at the import cost for the... these are exotic goods for our patricians. 150 per unit. Per unit. That's crazy. Furniture is also a luxury good, and it buys for 84 per unit. We sell clothing for 56. Not so bad. Once we can provide it. Beautiful Sicilian night. The bathhouse here. Very nice looking game, really. Still to this very day, 17 years. Right, are we done yet with the wool? Can we please produce something? Oh, they are actually producing, look at that. Yeah, the first batch of clothing was coming out
that until this town gets better health care,
of the factory
I
right
shouldn't
there.
carry any loads over 70 pounds.
Going to the warehouse. And we actually have some in stock also here to sell to Apulia. Nice. Did this guy? Oh, these guys received food. Very nice. So at least they don't suffer from any illness or... Yeah. These guys are somewhat angry. Yeah, house has only 0 types of basic goods and he's very angry because domuses want at least basic goods to be fair. To be okay-ish with the condition of the cities. I absolutely love this little odium facility we created to separate this city from the farms. Very cool thing is that we can go up to road level and see people walking by. Let's stop this lady.
Hunger is a spice for any meal.
Caesarea, returning home with 1 unit of grain. Look at how crowded it has become. That's a prefect. The pleb. That's a
what is
physician.
Medicine to some is bitter poison to others.
What is a medicine to some is a bit of poison to others. Very well said, Doctor. Okay, we sold our first batch of clothing, I believe.
There are trade routes available that could be
it's easier to go
advantageous
here.
to our city.
We sold 1 to date. It will go up. It will go up, no problem. We just need to get some basic goods in, so to boost our facilities because we are short on employees. How much, by the way? Labor.
Our city needs
Unemployed
more
2
workers.
equites, very nice to see. 221 open pleb jobs. Yeah, let's speak things up. So to produce clothing at a faster rate. Maybe be able to have... Yo, look at that. Medium insula. Coming right away. So 40 more plebs. This will massively boost our population. And unfortunately, our goods consumption, mainly food. They are all evolving now because they are receiving their first goods. Oh, room demand, another demand. So not a request. We got our 15 in stock, so let's ship it right away. We'll get a massive population boost here. Yeah, another level yet. So you can really micromanage, right? So this place, this medium insula, will evolve with some more basic good. It now has 1 type, and it's good with that, right? Because they are plebs, they're not very demanding. But if we were to provide, say, olive oil or pottery, they will evolve to large insula. So if we don't want that, we can say create another market, basic good market, and close it to plebs, right? Or say we should say let's not accept olive oil here, create another market closing that to plebs, and accept olive oil there. So the plebs will not have access to that market selling olive oil, which would make them to upgrade. That's some micromanaging you can do in this game. It's pretty cool. We don't have the money. I was about to start decorating this block, but yeah, we don't really have the money to do it, so that's unfortunate. We shall wait for some more clothing to be produced now that we have more workforce. See? We are short of only 21.
More workers.
Beautiful. Wine is also working. We're starting to accumulating our wine barrels. Some fine Roman wine, aged some 2,000 years. I believe somewhere, I don't remember if it was Italy or France, they actually found some old, super old Roman wine. It was crazy. Imagine drinking that. Alrighty, we are selling some. At the moment our expenses, yeah, another upgrade. So we soon find ourselves in a place where we kind of have, yeah, let's start importing some, using some luxury good, so wine mostly, to upgrade our domuses. They will evolve with luxury goods. Many sales taxes are uncollected. Now that all the 3 markets are going, let's place down a tax office. So to tax the sales from the markets and gather a bit more money. It will also be useful for the villas that we will place very, very soon. Population 1,000. Look at that. We are now running on unemployment, I believe. Not yet. Not yet. Very soon, though. The first medium domus. Beautiful house. Look at that. I love that when it rains, you can actually see water accumulating on the roof and pouring out of the edges. Very nice apartment. Another one yet. Coming right in. We can activate the theater, so not to suffer with unemployment for the equites. Because the higher the population tier, the bigger the suffering from them not accessing services, specific services, or having unemployment or having high taxes, right? So it's a demand. Oh, come on, 25. I wish it was a request. Luckily, we have 39 on hand. Let's ship it right away before we forget.
Considers your efforts to be
You see, we didn't raise our favor in any way because there wasn't any request yet. But we're making money, so good to see. You see, once the sheep farms get going, it actually accumulates wool very, very fast. Look at that. We already have 7 in stock, and we are producing max capacity here. So we should be good to go. Now to go for our villas, I would say. Though I would need another basic goods, definitely. Because one basic good, which is clothing, and we also want to sell that, it's not the best for our patricians. So let's go for another basic good market and actually make use of olive oil and pottery. So not to stress out too much our clothing industry, because we want to keep the sales high. Let's say water overlay. We can now place down the villas. So let's go for villas. Right here. All right. Can leave some space between them. Actually, no, because we find ourselves. Or do we? Let's just have. Yeah, let's just have a. Oh, I misplaced that villa. Damn it! It's okay. We can go with. We can go with the road right here. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Can have another road like that. Going out and about the theater. Delete that. And another. Nope, not like that, but like this. Right. And again, water overlay. You can have other 2 villas here. Wait, does it fit or what? Oh, right away, look at that. Medium villa. And it has already got some 30 patrician, evolving once again to large villa, I believe. Because we are already providing many services. They have the bathhouse, the clinic, religion, entertainment, and luxury goods. Look at that. All fulfilled. They will now evolve with desirability. So we can plaza the roads, we can edge the borders of the villa. So remember to always leave space in between your villas. So we have a lot of money. We are making a lot of money. It just takes a little while to get going. So we can have... Oh, now it's a request for food. Very good. Gold 30 and on hands it's 39. Very nice. Your job as a governor is now more secure, it was saying. So our favor is now 43 and Rome considers ourselves capable. Oh, thank you so much, Rome. It's so nice to hear that. So let's go for a large tree here and decorate this place a little bit. It's already enough? It's not. It's fine. We can place down a huntsman statue here. Maybe go for some smaller trees. Yeah, doesn't look the best, does it? Oh. You can have a larger tree here. Yeah, it's okay. Maybe a large villas. I believe that is enough already. I just want to decorate because I just want to. Let's go with hedges. Hedge row, sorry. Right, and also here. Very nice. Also we can hedge row this side too. 850 denarii to go for that. It's worth. What I don't like though is, yeah, that's more like it, more symmetrical. Very nice little rich district we created. They now have everything they need. Taxes on property are reasonable. The theater is working. We have now, unemployment in our equitas sector. The plebs are absolutely pleased with the conditions, life conditions in the city. Producing wine, selling clothing. Nice, nice, nice. Things are going super, super nice. Let's see about our ratings because we should be close. Oh, look at that prosperity. We would be done here. Prosperity is stagnant. Okay, let's see. Let's evolve these houses a little bit more. Damn it. Are you really saying we should import some luxury goods? Are you really saying that? Come on. Maybe just importing some pottery would do the trick, because this market would buy them pottery. 24. We would spend a lot of money here, yeah. But at least we have some pottery. Yeah. Beautiful, nice pots. They look like Greek pots. To sell to our equites and patricians. Request, not demand, for clothing. Because the game knows we are making money out of clothing here. So the goal is 50. We have 21 on end, but the deadline is 1 year. We can maybe do it and raise our favor a little bit. So let's load the game down. Tell our advisor. I mean, we don't have enough money to do that, but let's try. Tell our advisor to stockpile the clothing, so not to trade or anything. And actually create another yet warehouse. Because they can only up to 32. Another warehouse. Yeah. I was for a second I was thinking worker based, and it's not worker based. Worker based, like luckily. Sell the warehouse to not accept anything except for clothing. So 24 plus 32 makes more than 50, which is what we want. You know what? Because it doesn't look very good, let's remove this road altogether. Yeah, that's looking more like it. So we'll now stockpile clothing. We should be reaching our 50 goal in a matter of seconds. Look at how much wool we have in stock. 7 here, 6 here, and 8 in stock. Yeah, we're going into debt. Not the best pick, honestly.
Congratulations, Governor. You have proven a
with
worthy
upgrading
steward
one
of Rome's
insula
newest
to
lands.
large insula.
This is truly an auspicious beginning to your career.
All right. In 2 years and 7 months, the popularity was excellent. Personal funds 7664 because we are. Treasury was 182. not the best really, but it's okay. We can absolutely leave this mission behind, and it was a success, really. First mission of the Republic stage. Let's leave and go to Mediolanum and see what the cohorts and legions would need to be built.
Cisalpine Gaul, an extensive fertile river valley protected by the Alps to the north and with easy access to the Roman heart of Italia in the south. Clearly, this province should be a part of the Republic. Rome desires a secure supply hub at Mediolanum from which to exert our claim on the province and to develop valuable trade routes throughout Gaul. Open trade routes and import iron for weapons and construct several forts to house your cohorts.
Jesus,
we have to import
iron.
Protecting the city with walls and towers will improve its security.
Very, very expensive.
Bandits and barbarians from the area are sure to harass you, lightly at first, but their ambitions will likely grow as time goes on and they realize that the province is no longer theirs. You may use whatever means necessary to convince them that Cisalpine Gaul belongs to Rome.
we will indeed convince them that Cisalpine Gaul belongs to Rome. So it sounds like a pretty harsh mission. I mean, it's the first one, so it's the first one in the Republic steps. So it won't be super duper hard. We will just need to be very careful with our funds because we need to open trade routes to import iron, and iron is so hell expensive. But as you can see, the culture, prosperity, and population, and also favor, by the way, requirements are lower than the one in Syracuse. Security, on the other hand, is somewhat higher, I believe. Was it 25 before? Was 15, wasn't it? I don't remember. Even then, culture and prosperity are lower because they don't expect us to make a lot of profit or create beautiful, bountiful villas with lots of theaters and education and such. They just require us to secure the land. So we really, really focus on military here. Without further ado, let's begin Mediolanum, the modern Milan. And here we are in Mediolanum, down of the Alps. There we can see the mountains there, pretty tall mountains. So probably there are the Alps. I already paused the game. That's our spawn point from the Kingdom Road. Lots and lots of timber here. We actually have a timber cutting camp, very good. Clay, we can dig clay. We got 1, 2, 3 deposits. As you can see, we don't have any access to the sea because we are in a mountainous region. Still, Mediolanum, so the modern Milan, it's in a planary region, let's say. Yeah, so it's not really mountainous. We can see the mountains in the distance, but we are not in a really mountainous area. We just don't have the sea close by, or any rivers, for that matter. Yeah, so yeah, timber, clay, we can farm every type of food. The farmland is not a lot. We can see we have a patch here and a little, very, very little patch here. So can we maybe, let me just see, can we grow some sheep pastures here? We could have 4. Oh, we got another clay pit, by the way. 2 clay pits, so we got a total of 5? 2, 4, 5, yeah. 5 clay pits, that's a lot. That's a lot of clay. Sheep pastures. We can fit 4, most probably. So that will already give a nice boost of clothing. So in this mission, we have to import iron because we don't have any iron here. Weapons. So the weapons industry. Weapons factory. The weapons makes iron and timber into weapons. The armor is another thing altogether. Makes iron and wool into armor. And in terms of fort, we only have access to light infantry. Soldier requires only weapons, and missile auxiliary soldiers requires weapons only too. So what I want to do is probably have 1 missile auxiliary fort and 2 light infantries, and we also have to provide a mess hall to provide food to our soldiers and our recruitment post, which will be, this all will be worked by plebs. The mess hall, the recruitment post, etc. Defensive structures, but first of all, they cost a lot of money, 250 denarii for a tower. It has to be built on walls, and the walls themselves cost quite a lot of money. 350 for that stretch of wall, and we only have 10,000. A gatehouse, because I'm trying to have a look at where do we want our main settlement. Probably here. That's the most flattened area. Yeah, some farming, our industrial and farming sector over here. We can access that clay over there, yeah, no problem. Also the timber from here, produce weapons to here. Trade routes, let's check about trade routes. So we have access to Sardinia, 1,000 denarii to open, but it wants a lot of pottery. We have a lot of clay, so it would be wise to open this one rather than going for Latium that wants clothing. Clothing is actually a bit harder to make because you remember sheep take a lot of time to build up, and we need the money now. So it's cheaper, half the price of Sardinia. It's definitely worth it to go double the price of opening the trade route, but sell pottery immediately. They are all land trade routes, so we don't have to bother with boats here. And we also surely have to open this trade route. So let's open right away the trade route for iron. That's the only source of iron we have. And the one to Sardinia. 1,500 denarii gone. Boom, already. Right, so we have our idea of how we want to make the money. Let's plan for our... Let's go the other way around this time. So let's plan for our industry first, and then the housing. I believe we have enough space here to plan for our industry. Yeah, so... Money makers first. Oh, food. That's a question. So they will probably come... Also, the traders will spawn from the spawn point. So... I mean, does the clay pit there, though? Yeah, we have to... it doesn't matter. We have to place our factories here. Let's extend the road a little bit just to have better access to those clay pits. Yeah, we actually have to build now the clay digging camps. One and say... it doesn't let me build here. Alright, we can build it here. 2 clay pits. Timber, we're not gonna bother for now. We just want to make a bit of money. We are down to 8,000 already. So, pottery. Well, pottery can go here already. Let's have 1. Leave the space for a road. Does a road fit there? It does. Very nice. So we can have 4 pottery industry. 1 clay pit for 2 pottery. I reckon. Maybe it's more, maybe it's less. And I misplaced them. I left a little bit of a gap there. But it's fine. Don't forget security. So prefect office and engineering office right here. Well, it could be a bit better placement. Saying like here. Yeah, so to have a better reach to the overall industrial sector. Right, we have security and the pottery. We just now have to place our Noricum is for iron, Sardinia is for the pottery. So let's place down the trade port to Sardinia right there, actually. The imports we don't really bother with right now. It's cosmetics. It's exotic goods for our patrician. Let's sell every single bit of pottery that we can. We can sell up to 65 per year. That's quite a lot. We can probably increase our clay production and our pottery in turn. Think about just have that's 1 basic good. Instead of clothing would bring us some more money. What does Latium sell? Spices. It's another... Yeah, that's another exotic good. Well, maybe it would be wise. It does consume quite a lot of farmland, but it would be wise to go for clothing, so we can have another selling option. Let's extend the road and have a little bit of a clothing industry up here. It's a land trade route, so it doesn't matter where we place the trade port, really. Noricum, we shall think about that. Probably over here with the timber cutting camps. Lots of trees here. You can actually delete trees. For 1,400, that whole stretch of forest. So timber cutting camps and weaponsmiths right here. And and the legions, the cohorts. The army will probably be settled right here. So yeah, because we have settlement, army, industry, and a bit of a clothing factories, clothing facilities here. So can actually afford to cut down some of this just to make some space. Yeah, very nice. So to build on the outskirts and not the inside. Right, let's go for sheep farm. Sheep farm, yeah. And we can go for clothing. One, two. Yeah, I don't really like that, so I will use a row just to make it look prettier. And we can have the fourth one, clothing. We'll probably mothball some of these just to get the city going. So let's mothball half of that. I mean, we can mothball everything here because the sheep's. Yeah, let's get the sheep going, so they can build up the wool, and maybe we can expand the pottery industry also here. By the way, in the future. So let's think about the pastures now. Be efficient because we don't have a lot of space here. Okay, they fit. They absolutely, totally fit. Let's make it look beautiful. Like that. Actually. Like that. And you can go a bit on the inner side. They only cost 19 denarii. It's fine. Like that. So you have the sheds all in the middle. Nice looking. Alright, and that's our clothing. Pottery can go full-fledged right away because the clay is very, very fast to produce. Got Sardinia there. Let's actually invest right away in Latium, 500 denarii, so we can place down the trade port to Latium. Right there, and actually mothball it because we don't need that for the moment being. But before going anywhere else, let's tell him to sell up to 18 is good. You instead not sell everything, but sell 24. We shall see in the future if we need to increase that. Okay, money making, we're good. Maybe we would need some more of these. Probably over here. Yeah. Engineering and prefect's office. Nice. Okay. Think about our settlement now. Beautiful, beautiful landscape, by the way. Let's connect these roads. We don't. Let's not spend a huge amount of money, but at least connect them. The thing is, we have some rocks here in the middle, which prevent us from building. Alright, so we have a water source there. So we could have a pumping station, pump house, most probably. Okay, it fits. Very nice. Okay, and a reservoir somewhere like here. Yeah, we can have an aqueduct then. Oh, of course, it has to have a little like that. Yeah, so to be able to connect and then go away. Right. See, how is this aqueduct made? Not so bad, but as you can see, what I was telling you, this thing kind of bothers me. Yeah, it doesn't look as good as the other aqueduct we built. Okay, we can start with a little insula block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and close this up. See, those rocks here, we cannot delete them. There's no way to delete them, and they don't allow you to build over there. Okay, so yeah, we got insulas and domuses. Let's keep it efficient for now, because we don't need to have a lot of prosperity in this town. Let's have 4 domuses. Okay. Maybe an odium, 94 denarii, just to have a little bit. Can possibly have some villas here in the future, if we ever need to, but I don't think so. Prosperity is just what, 10?
Our cities.
Ratings. Prosperity is 15. That's enough just to with these houses if we are able to evolve them. Religions, think about the basics, so clinics, bathhouses and such. Bathhouse has a huge reach, so we can go there. Clinic can possibly go in the middle here. Yeah. And the fountain, let's not forget about the fountain because we need to provide water. Fountain can actually go here, next to the bathhouse. Right. Prioritize the water, as usual. Labor.
Our city's
Water,
labor system is
priority
running
high.
fairly smoothly.
Fairly smoothly. Okay. Then we got our insulas. Shall we decorate the middle park ground? I mean, at this point, the insula region is more nice looking than... let's go for the horseman statue in the middle right there. Yeah, nice looking. After all, this is a military mission, so a horseman fits pretty nicely. Education, we won't bother. Religion, though, we will. Jupiter have the maximum reach available. Mars also, right now, it's pretty important because it's a military mission. So let's have the maximum coverage available. Right there. Ceres, I mean, she can also enjoy some coverage. Mercury. And Bacchus. I mean, I won't bother with Bacchus. It's 63 denarii completely wasted. We don't even produce wine, do we? No, we don't. Okay. So we got 2 basic goods. We now think about food. Let's unpause the game. We have the basics now to unpause it. Just a little bit of security coverage here. Prefects in engineering. Nice. With a little odium there. Cool looking. Alright. Think about food. Game is running on slow speed, so we have all the time in the world. A bit of a grain farms. Rome won't, I think, bother us with too many requests. Okay. I think 4 farms for now would do. Let's future-proof though and be ready to add 2 more here. Oh, that means 4 grain fields and 4 vegetables fields. I mean, we don't have to build it right there. We could even use that space for something else. City related. Grain, 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 and grain. And vegetables. They are basically the same, they are just fenced. Okay. Our cohorts will require a lot of food. That money left. We placed on religion, right? Did we? Okay, we missed the markets though. Let's have a food market. Here. And the basic goods market. Right here. Yeah. Alright. And we need a granary. And some warehouses. I forgot about those. Warehouse. This is now becoming kind of tricky because... Well, the granaries can go here. Let's stock half. Half grain, half vegetables. Meat we don't even produce, so we don't bother in moving that slider. Okay, and the warehouses, right? So we have a central warehouse. Actually, a warehouse like that. Holding pottery and some clay. Clay 8 and 24 pottery. Right away. And 1 for the clothing. Some wool and some clothing. Like that. Alright, 2,000 denarii left. Shall we think about something else? The tax office? Not really. Bathhouse clinic placed. Domus is our place. We have 2 basic goods. Very good. Luxury goods. Luxury goods. Can we produce anything? Utensils. Okay, It takes iron into utensils. That's... If we ever want... If we ever want to expand our domuses. Maybe for a bit of money, we can think... Actually, and do that. We can think of creating a little villa settlement here and tax them, because we can provide luxury goods. So let's have a luxury market over here. Right. Mothball that, because we don't need that for a moment. Got a granary. We're running out of space because we need the weaponsmiths. Don't forget, we need a timber cutting camp and the port for the iron and the utensils factory. So we're really not so much... I mean, we can have the timber cutting camp here and reserve that for farming and pottery. We totally can. So let's go for here. We won't build any city here, so this can be all industry. Pottery, utensils. I have another warehouse first. Actually, another trade depot. Mothball that. Tell it though to import 24. That will cost a lot. Actually, it doesn't really cost a lot. Look at that. Iron 30 import cost, and we sell for 52 pottery and 56 the clothing. So it doesn't really hurt us that much. It's just we're down to 1600. 63 for a utensils factory. Okay, let's place down another warehouse yet. Well, one here for the weapons, and one here for the. You can even connect the roads here, and one here for the utensils. A little bit of a brain lag. Weapons. We can store up to 8. Let's say 8 is a good number. We don't want to store a lot of it, so we don't continuously import iron just to fill the warehouse. You see what I mean? Actually, you can even store less than that. No. Let's give it at 8. 4, it's a little bit too stretched. So, one utensil factory, and at least start producing weapons. 94 denarii. Timber required. Yes, of course, we need timber. We shall place our timber cutting camp probably here. Right, we need timber. So let's store timber here. Up to 16. Maybe Rome will ask for something, so let's store up to 24. We have 8 weapons and 24 timber. Connect the road. We have a place for another utensils factory here. And we can go for some timber cutting camp. At least one. Just one of each to really start producing something. The warehouse has to stay. Utensils can be mothballed. We are not even importing iron. This warehouse, all utensils can be mothballed just to speed things up. This one has to stay because it has to store the timber. Right. Normal speed. Increase the immigration rate. 500 people are ready. The music, man. Music is beautiful. Oh, there's the first caravan of trader.
I really enjoy my visits to this town.
Transporting spices and cosmetics. Buying pottery and clothing. Don't have any pottery yet. We're starting to have the first bits of clay. Not yet reaching the factories, but they are getting that.
It's a shame people break so much pottery, but I suppose it keeps us working.
It keeps us working. It indeed keeps you working. It said you going to the bathhouse and losing your day that way. I mean, we surely all enjoy a day at the spa. One timber already. Very good. Man, the military is so costly, and we will be invaded in less than a year, I reckon. So we should make our money back as soon as possible. Clothing will take a bit. Let's go to fast speed and see if we can manage to feed our population, at least. Potting industry is ongoing. We are already selling some. Actually, I mean, we need more people, but we also need money. So what's the better pick? Letting the pottery in or selling it? That's the question. Yeah, this guy is going to get some pottery.
Some call me a glorified errand boy. I'm not sure where the glory pot comes in.
Actually, the reservoir is there though. Kinda misplaced that. Yeah, I wanted the villas here. I changed my mind later. Well, we can have another reservoir. It's not a big deal. 100 denarii. That's a big deal then. All this water here is kind of wasted. Should think about moving that. We have gone into debt. Very nice. Definitely should sell some pottery, please. Okay, we got 1 in stock. Buying 3. Okay, we are out of debt. Hard. We have no food, no basic goods, nothing. Food is starting to come in. We are receiving our first upgrade. Okay, so more people means better working industry, basically. We have some food in stock, so not so bad. I just need the money, guys. I have to stop selling that. I mean, I need to super sell pottery and don't accept it. Not accept it at the basic good market. We at least had our first upgrades and we are floating from debt out of debt, debt out of debt, so... Oh, it's raining really heavy now. No, sunny once again. I'm scared of the military, really. Maybe I overdid it. I don't know. I'm not so experienced with the military missions in this game because I usually played only economical. I wanted to create beautiful and lush cities, so I didn't really focus on the military side of the game. I hope we can do it and not be completely destroyed by the first invasion. But we need to hurry up, so we need to make money. Well, the pottery industry is starting to kick in. We sold 20 out of 65. And we are still short on people, so really... Once our clothing industry, though, is up and running also, we can think too of... Okay, we got the wool, so we also can... activate the Latium trade route. You can also sell up to 24. And the rest can be for us. These guys unfortunately have to pick up the pottery because we have to upgrade. There's no way around that. We are short on plebs. Okay, 2 more pots in. Balance is looking better now. Not really, but somewhat. We could... Oh, we imported the iron yet. Even if it's not working. Alright then. Let's unmothball that and start producing the weapons. 63 people, that's a lot. We need a lot of plebs. Are we short on equites? Somewhat. Alright. They produce at a slow rate because they are understaffed and we only have 1 factory. We kind of have to play with what we have here. So, recruitment post 325 just for a recruitment post. These are villas. We also have to cut down this forest here. Yeah, that's way too expensive. Can we do something here?
Rome considers your
26.
efforts to be
Look at that.
mediocre. Rome.
Currently, there are no known enemy threats to the city.
At least there are no threats. Venezia and Verona, though, enemy camps. And they could invade us. They're very close to Milan, and they could invade us any point in time. Okay, more upgrading. Very good. We need more people. Got our first ton of weapon in stock. We need to sell, guys. We need to sell a lot of stuff. Food is not an issue. We got plenty of food around. See, the point is they have to grab their goods, and once they grab their basic goods, they won't look for any in a bit of time. So we would be able to sell them. But before that, they all have to receive their basic goods. So it's a bit of a waiting game. Then all of a sudden, we find ourselves with a lot of the pottery and clothing running around the city, standing there because they don't require as much anymore. But the first feeding, let's say, of basic goods, it's hurting us a bit because we cannot make money. Shall we go into debt for this? I mean, our favor with Rome is not very good looking.
Rome considers your efforts to be mediocre.
I guess since this is the first military mission, the game gives you a bit of time to really establish yourself. What are you talking about? Pay is drastically low. Or maybe because we are in debt, we cannot pay our workers. Maybe it's something like that. And these guys didn't receive the... We're not producing any clothing! What? That was completely my bad. I'm so dumb. Okay, we are absolutely terribly understaffed, but maybe we can recover for this. Oh my god, I hope I didn't screw it up. They were mothballed. Jesus. We need clothing definitely. Oh, nice. Okay. They are now more evolving. Okay, this should be the reason why we weren't making enough money. Hopefully. Clothing actually sells for $4 denarii more than pottery. I already have 2 in stock, ready for the caravan. For the trader, 3. So that's 150 right there. And some pottery too. We should be good to go. 4, 200 denarii. Yeah. Nice. Let's think about our military. So we want... we don't have enough plebs though, do we? We need more insulas. Yeah. We need more upgrading. I don't want to build more, like specifically placing more, and then find myself with a lot of unemployment. I hate that. So I'll just kind of... Oh, that's a large insula. Very good. 40 people more. More money is starting to come back in. Let's place down at least a mess hall to start producing some food for our cohorts. And a recruitment post. No, we didn't even go in depth for that. And we have the weapons, I believe. Yeah, 8 of that. Nice. The factory itself can also store some. Very nice. And, well, we have everything we need to place down our first light infantry fort. That was very expensive, but very, very much needed. 20 soldiers can hold. When the sun is shining, we shall see about the models for the buildings, since we didn't check for them. By the way, the large insula is... Oh, another large insula coming in. Nice. 200 food and 2 soldiers already. 3. 4. That's very, very fast. I'm surprised. Very nice looking fort. SPQR. The flags. Senatus Populusque Romanus. Means Senate and populus. No, Senate and population, basically. Senate and people of Rome. Yeah, that's what it means. That's sort of the motto of Rome. The actual Roman city itself. Modern day Rome. You can find the SPQR saying, writing, incision, let's say, also in the military support. Thoughts you will be able 1 year and 3 months. We can gain favor out of this. Soldiers for the legions of Rome. Okay, we don't have enough troops yet, but we will. We are producing weapons, right? We need more people. We need more people. Okay, they are evolving. They will evolve. We got 11 soldiers. Let's have a missile auxilia fort. Kind of loan money. Okay, at least clear the land. We make space for the army. 1,000 citizens. How short are we of labor?
Our city
225. I think, in general, we need more insulas. There's no way around that. We can have them here. It's not a super nasty place. Because of course plebs are way less demanding in terms of desirability, but you cannot place them inside the farmlands, for example. Nobody would move in there. That should solve our pleb situation. They will also evolve. 10 denarii and this costs 750. I just need a little bit of boost of money. It's April now. Did we sell anything? 15 out of 65. We got a lot of wool running around, do we? 8. And what about the... Just waiting for the moment to strike. Okay. Got bandits at our doorsteps. I will go into depth for this. Need to produce more weapons though. Luckily it's fully staffed. 3 factories. I'll send everything I have.
Rome considers your efforts to
Donate
be
to city.
mediocre.
56, that's nothing. At least it's something. We are not super massively in debt, so maybe we can cope with that. Go there. Okay, we got bandits. Close. Let's see and try to fight. Troops are dispatching.
Pain is just weakness leaving the body.
Let's see if we can do it. Send everything we can. It's absolutely amazing that they speak Latin. Intermoveum. And the other sentence. Oh, also the prefects are attacking. I mean, it's a small group of bandits, and our mighty legions of Rome should be able to fend them off. Look at that. Look at that. Axes? Tomahawks? What are you doing?
Remember,
let's attack.
It's not just a job. It's an adventure.
Go, guys, go. Can you please attack them? Like,
another
seriously.
day in the Legion is like a day on the farm.
Oh, finally. Look at them. Absolute slaughter. And I was worried we couldn't do it. Right.
Remember,
Return
it's
to
not
fort.
just a job. It's an adventure.
Defeated the enemy. And also... Right. Also, the other fort can return. The military is way better looking than Caesar 3 or Pharaoh here. Absolutely. We can actually fight, and the fighting itself is not that bad. Okay, so let's fill these 2 forts now that we can produce more weapons, and hopefully our debt will be repaid very soon. Because Rome is asking 30, look at that.
To be
How much time
mediocre.
left? 10 months. Maybe we can do it. We also have 30 of favor. We are building up. Nicely enough. We have the weapons, we have the food. Just need to send them and maybe make our favor back.
Rome considers your
It's dropping
efforts
by
to
the
be
minute.
mediocre.
29. Need to make money. In a second, I'm thinking about we are out of favor, yeah. Down
Rome
28.
considers your efforts to be
9 months.
mediocre.
Yeah, we have the people now to increase. Look at that, we are out of debt. To increase our. It's August now.
Well,
oh,
Governor,
out of
you have
nowhere, we
triumphed
just
in a
won.
dangerous
I
land
didn't
and
check for
brought
the ratings,
security
and
to
I
our
was
northern borders.
Yeah.
History will surely look back on this day as the beginning of an illustrious career.
Well, we struggled a little bit. Not gonna lie, and that was only the first military mission, but it wasn't hard, so we're justified, sorta. It's 2 years and 6 months to win that. We fend off the barbarians, no problem. I wished we could have an higher favor rating, but oh well. And I was about to say we were about to increase our production of basic goods, but we won, so no problem. And well, with that, see you guys in the next economic mission, in the next step of the Republic of Rome.